Website pages on Easy Busy Pets have many options on their visibility for the various users, as well as how they apply to your SEO strategy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to a page here recently created, which is empty. It just has a header and a footer, and let's edit. When you're in edit mode of a page, you have settings options. In the first section, you can set up the meta title tag for the page in question. Right now, it's just page. You can also, of course, modify the URL, which helps with the search engine optimization. The description is part of the meta description tag. And these keywords are also saved in the meta keywords tag that makes up the backend code of this page in question. When you start adding this information, like test description, for example, and let's say you are a dog grooming service in Los Angeles, so you might want to have two keywords that people search for when they're trying to find your page, at least these two, for example. And if I go to the second section here, the meta tags are displayed here that are going to be programmed by the system into the code that makes up the page. Furthermore, you can set your Facebook sharing image and your Twitter sharing image. What does that mean? It means that if anybody shares your website page, if they like it and they share it on their social network, it'll pop up with the right title, the right description. If there's a photo, it'll also include the photo as part of that share. So it looks much more media rich when it's posted on somebody's timeline, for example, on Facebook. If you wish to add any additional meta tags, you can do so here. And you can control this page's sitemap settings right below, where you can say, okay, is this page going to be on the sitemap? If so, what is its weight? And of course, there's settings for the robots file as well. Data analytics of the performance of your page. And if you have any Google tags you'd like to enter, this might be a good place. This page might be one of many, and there's always one homepage that one might want to define. And so you have this checkbox here that will allow the system to know where people should go to when, they're first visiting your site, for example. That said, there's 4 different users on Easy Busy Pets. There's the management, there's any kind of worker or third-party contractor. Then there's the general public, people who are just visiting your page or website, that is. And then there's the client. And the system knows the difference between these types of users and who they are when they're visiting your site. So if a pet owner goes to your .com, then they can go straight to this page in particular versus maybe one of our off-the-shelf dashboards that we offer. So you can do that with this setup. Headers, footers, you can show them or not on this page. And sticky header has to do with the header sticking around when you're scrolling up and down. Now, if somebody has that link and they are a client and this is checked out, then they won't be able to access that link. If they're a worker and this is checked off, then they won't be able to access that link. And similarly for the general public, if there's a link to this page and people have it, then depending on their category, they may or may not be able to access it depending on your setting here. The mobile preview will allow you to choose how this website page looks on various devices. It's a growing list, of course. And there's another video that elaborates on how to edit all the elements and all the content on your site from a mobile perspective versus a large PC screen. Now, there's also one extra setup that is worthy of note here. And this menu reflects all the pages that you want various users to see. The menu has its own configuration on their website, navigation. And from left to right, these pages are defined here. Some of them are hidden, some of them are not. It's all drag and droppable. So for example, this page could be dragged in between in my case, the class schedule, or I just dragged it right into the class schedule. And, what happens is it moves to the left of class schedule. Now I want to take the page and move it into this pull down menu. How do I do that? I just drag it into the pull down menu section here, like so, and save. And now it's part of that pull down. I actually don't want the pull down, so I'm just going to move them outside of this automatically created label, which generates when you drag them into each other. I'll save it. And one last thing of note here is that if I go back to that page, I don't want everybody to see this page. I want only myself and my employees to see it. In some cases, you might have pages that only your clients should see. So in my case, I'm just going to uncheck these two. So these are the 4 different types of users. Let's say they didn't have the link, but they accessed your website. Well, they wouldn't be able to see it in the menu because of these settings. So unless they have the link, they wouldn't be able to access it.